Welcome back to Elevation Perspective. My name is Mark, and today we are ranking the top 10 third basemen in Major League Baseball heading into 2025. Getting our list started here at number 10, I'm going with Junior Caminero of the Tampa Bay Rays. Caminero only saw 165 at-bats for the Rays in 2024, hitting .249 with 6 home runs, but this guy has true star potential. Caminero is just 21 years old with a career slash line in the minor leagues of a .307 batting average, a .374 on base, and a .548 slug, good for a .921 OPS. The most exciting part about Caminero's game to me is his bat speed. Truly elite bat speed here, really great hard hit percentage, really good barrel percentage as well, with a low K rate, just an awesome formula for success. I put Caminero at number 10 because he only has 199 career at-bats, but this is a guy who could easily be in the top 5 going into 2026. At number 9, I'm going with Royce Lewis of the Minnesota Twins. In 2024, Royce Lewis hit .233 with 16 home runs and a .747 OPS. The story of Royce Lewis is his health. He was limited to just 82 games in 2024 with a right quad strain. Previously, he tore the same ACL in his knee twice. This is a former first overall pick back in 2017. On a per-game basis, he is excellent. He just has to find a way to stay on the field. Looking at Royce Lewis's Savant page, you see clear talent, you see clear skill, especially in the power department. This is a guy with a good X-slug, really great barrel percentage at 11.2%. Does not strike out too much either. The power is so clear here. If he stays on the field for 130 games, 30-plus home runs easily. Lewis is another guy just like Caminero, where I have to put him number 9 here, but if he can have that healthy season, easily could enter the top 5 for me. At number 8, I'm going with Mark Vientos of the New York Mets. In 2024, Vientos had his true breakout season with the Mets, hitting .266 with 27 home runs and an .838 OPS. Vientos was always looked at as a mid-tier prospect, never really viewed as a budding star by any means. He consistently dominated the minor league level, had a great spring training with the Mets. It was clear that he was either going to win the third base job or become the DH. The Mets signed J.D. Martinez at the end of spring training, causing him to not have either. Of course, they went with Brett Beatty at third base and J.D. at DH. So Vientos went down to the minors and continued to rake until, of course, Beatty lost his job. Vientos came up. He had those great numbers in 111 games. He paced out to hit over 40 home runs. A really just excellent story and an excellent season from Vientos. I really did want to put Vientos higher on this list, but I just have to see it again. Like I said before, this is a guy the Mets did not view as a big leaguer going into 2024. And then he came in the scene, had a crazy year. We've seen this before, a flash-in-the-pan situation where a guy goes on a crazy tear. I don't think that's the case for Vientos, but to move him up higher, I have to see it again. Looking at Vientos' Savant page now, you can see he hits the ball so hard. The power is clearly real. The concern here is that K percentage. A 30% K percentage is really tough, but if you hit the ball that hard, then you can probably offset that. I'm not sure if the .266 batting average is sustainable with his profile here, but I can see a .240 to .250 average with 30-plus home runs easily for Vientos. At number 7, I'm going with Jazz Chisholm of the New York Yankees. Jazz is, of course, brand new to the position here, moving over to third base once he was traded over from the Marlins to the Yankees at the trade deadline. In 2024, Jazz hit .256 with 24 home runs, 40 stolen bases, and a .760 OPS. It is important to note, though, Jazz did significantly better once he was traded over to the Yankees. In 386 at-bats with the Marlins, Jazz hit .249 with a .730 OPS and 13 home runs. In just 176 at-bats with the Yankees, Jazz hit .273 with an .825 OPS and 11 home runs. Just 2 less home runs for Jazz with 210 less at-bats with the Yankees. Looking at Jazz's Savant page now, doesn't really do anything incredibly well, kind of just consistently okay or bad in the advanced numbers here, but I feel like Yankee Stadium definitely plays up for his numbers, for his swing. Also, probably hitting in front of Aaron Judge this year. I think he should probably lead off for this team. Still up in the air if he is the leadoff hitter or not. Could also move back to second base if the Yankees do acquire a third baseman. So still a lot of things up in the air for Jazz. Also a concern here is he usually gets hurt. He spent a lot of time on the injured list over the course of his career, so I'm not sure if we can just forget about that, but being a Yankee definitely helps Jazz's stock. I think Jazz is the final name in the upside tier on this list. I could easily see Jazz hitting .250 with 30-plus home runs, 30-plus steals, having a great year for the Yankees, but the guys ahead of him on this list are more of the sustainable, projectable players going forward. At number 6, I'm going with Matt Chapman of the San Francisco Giants. In 2024, Chapman hit .247 with 27 home runs, 15 stolen bases, and a .791 OPS. We have always known that Chapman is a platinum glover at third base, truly one of the best defensive players in all of baseball, but when the bat is going too, this guy profiles as a real superstar. Chapman's really impressive 2024 offensive season was definitely backed up by his Savant page. 96th percentile in average exit velocity at 93.2 miles per hour, a great bat speed, good barrel percentage, great hard hit percentage, and walks at a very nice clip as well. Really impressive stuff here from Chapman. The only real surprise for me looking at Chapman's 24 season is those 15 stolen bases. Chapman has 26 steals for his career, including those 15 and 24. In the last handful of years, they've of course changed the rules to make base stealing more prominent in the game, but before 2024, Chapman has never showed the willingness to run. It is worth mentioning that Chapman is in the 84th percentile in sprint speed, so he's a very fast guy. I'm just not sure if we can project 15 and onward going forward. Overall, I just think Matt Chapman is rock solid. This is a guy going forward who I expect to hit around 250, 25 plus home runs, around a 780 to 800 OPS with phenomenal defense. I feel like the middle of this list is the perfect spot for Matt Chapman. At number 5, I'm going to go with current free agent Alex Bregman. In 2024, Bregman hit 260 with 26 home runs and a 768 OPS. I think in 2024, we started to see the decline here in Alex Bregman. He's still a very solid player, just 30 years old. I just don't think we're going to see those superstar numbers from him anymore going forward. Looking at Bregman's Savant page now, this is a guy with such a strong knowledge of the strike zone. Does not strike out, does not whiff, does not chase. A weirdly low walk rate from Bregman, but for his career, he's a 366 on base percentage, so I see that going up. I can't see that plummeting down here. Like I said previously, I think he was pressing in a contract year and probably just swinging at more things than he usually swings at. I would feel better about Bregman going forward if he goes back to the Astros where he probably belongs. The Crawford boxes in left field really play up well for his pull-heavy swing. And I think if Bregman goes back to the Astros, you're looking at another 260, 26 to 28 home run season. Good OPS, really deserving of the number 5 spot on this list. At number 4, I'm going to go with Austin Riley of the Atlanta Braves. In 2024, Riley hit 256 with 19 home runs and a 783 OPS. Riley was limited to just 110 games in 2024 with a broken hand, but 2 years previously in 22 and 23, this guy was a superstar. In 2022, Riley hit 38 home runs with an 877 OPS. In 2023, Riley hit 37 home runs with an 861 OPS. It's pretty clear to me that down year in 2024 was mostly related to that hand injury. I'm not too concerned going forward for Austin Riley in his age 27 season, still in his prime. Even with Riley struggling a little bit on those numbers on a per-game basis, the advanced numbers still look great, still hit the ball really hard. This is still a superstar in my eyes. I fully expect a nice bounce back from a healthy Austin Riley in 2025. Looking at a 270-plus batting average with 35-plus home runs, really great OPS, solid third base defense, a true superstar in today's game. At number 3, I'm going to go with Rafael Devers of the Boston Red Sox. In 2024, Devers hit 272 with 28 home runs and an 870 OPS. It's also important to mention here that Devers was battling a shoulder injury all season long that really caught up to him toward the end of the year. In August, he hit 216. In September, he hit 188. Still being able to hit 272 with 28 home runs and an 870 OPS while battling a shoulder problem that really caught up to him at the end of the year, that's really impressive for me to see. Devers has been rumored to move off at third base this offseason, possibly going to first base or DH full-time. I think that's probably the best for his career. This is a guy who still profiles as an elite hitter, has a 279 career batting average, but I feel like that should be higher watching him play. I feel like he's more of a 290 hitter, and maybe moving off at third base, focusing more on his offense and less on his defense could really be beneficial for this player. It was also nice to see here with that shoulder injury that the expected numbers here on the Savant page still looked really good, still hitting the ball really hard. The only real concern here going forward is his fielding. 28 years old, could still get better defensively, but might profile best as a first base or DH going forward. At number 2, I'm going to go with Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres. In 2024, Machado hit 275 with 29 home runs, 11 steals, and a 797 OPS. I think with Manny Machado, I just know exactly what he's going to do. This is a guy who's so consistent in his 13-year career now. I just feel like I know exactly what to project for him going forward year in and year out. Machado's batting average has fluctuated a little bit in his time with San Diego, but back up to 275 and 24. I feel like going forward every year, I just project out a 270-plus batting average, 30-plus home runs, a good OPS, a great defensive third baseman. I look at Machado as just nails and a player I'd love to have on my team. With Machado here, he's a little bit older at age 32, so the upside is not as high as Devers and Riley, but I just trust Machado the most. I think he's the most projectable going forward, and that's why I trust Manny Machado at the number 2 position. And at number 1, as if there was any doubt, we're going with Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Guardians. Another just outstanding season from Jose Ramirez. In 2024, he hit .279 with 39 home runs, 41 stolen bases, and an .872 OPS. So many remarkable aspects of Jose Ramirez's game, but for me, the big thing is he is 5'9", with a pretty underwhelming year in and year out baseball savant page. This is a guy who does not hit the ball overly hard. He has great plate discipline, but he just maximizes his skill set to the fullest. Like I said, 5'9", hitting 39 home runs with not great average exit velocities is absolutely incredible. Ramirez also put up this remarkable offensive season in 2024 with very little offensive help around him. Steven Kwan's a nice leadoff hitter. Josh Naylor had a pretty good year behind him, but overall, you look at this lineup here, Jose Ramirez is the guy. He's the guy that you can't let beat you, and he hit .279 with 39 home runs. Ramirez has now finished in the top 6 in the MVP voting in 6 different years. Really unfortunate he has not gotten that MVP award yet. Really tough for him that he's competing in an era with Mike Trout, with Aaron Judge, with Shohei Ohtani. This is a guy who kind of frequently becomes the bridesmaid in the MVP discussion, but every year, so durable, so sustainable, such a great talent. I had a very hard time ranking the first 9 guys of this list, but not number 1. I knew the whole time Jose Ramirez was the clear number 1 choice. Going forward, I project a .280+ batting average, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. This guy is a top 3, top 5 player in the entire league. And that is the list. We have ranked the top 10 third basemen in Major League Baseball. Like I said, I kind of did this in a tier situation where the first 4 guys were younger, high upside players. Then we had the kind of boring middle of the pack veterans in Bregman and Chapman. Then we have our sustainable stars with Devers, Riley, Machado, and our superstar at the top in Jose Ramirez. I had a bunch of fun doing this list. Hopefully everyone enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.